While the world was busy debating whether African nations deserve sovereignty, apparently that's still up for debate in some circles, the Council of Ministers in Ouagadougou quietly adopted a decree establishing something called the Faso Technological Academy. If you're feeling me, do well to hit the like, share, or subscribe button. Now here's where it gets really interesting. This is not just another university. This university is attached directly to the presidency of Faso. Directly. Do you understand what that means? This is not some ministry side project. This is a presidential level strategic asset. Now, let me give you the context. The government spokesperson said it plainly. Burkina Faso no longer wants to train theorists. They want builders, people who know how to use their intelligence and their fingers to build, to create, to manufacture. Let that sink in. Now here's where it gets really juicy. Let's talk about the fields they're targeting. They're targeting metallurgy, nuclear energy, aeronautics, cybersecurity, mining professions. These are not just random subjects, ladies and gentlemen. These are the exact fields that determine whether a nation controls its own destiny or remains a spectator in its own economy. Burkina Faso sits on gold, on lithium, on mineral wealth that's been extracted for over a century, and the profits never stayed. Now they're saying we will train our own metallurgists, our own mining engineers, our own nuclear scientists, because you cannot have industrial sovereignty without intellectual sovereignty. You cannot process your own resources if you don't have the brains to do it. Because here's the thing about a nation that can design its own aircraft components, that understands nuclear science, that produces its own cybersecurity experts. You can't sanction that. You can't lecture them into compliance. You can't cool your way out of that reality. The government spokesperson said the academy is meant to accompany the ongoing industrialization dynamic. Read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. This is not just education policy. This is a declaration. Burkina Faso is not waiting for permission to industrialize. They're building the architects of the industrialization from scratch, on their own terms, with their own money. Now I know what you people are thinking. Can they actually pull this off? And to that I say, 2 years ago, the same people said Traore wouldn't last 6 months. They said the AAS would collapse. They said the economy will crumble without support. And yet, here we are discussing a nuclear and aeronautics academy being built in the Sahel. Because for decades, the model imposed on Africa was simple. Send your brightest minds abroad to study and pray for them to come back. But Burkina Faso said no. We will build the institution here on 60 hectares in Pabri, just outside the capital, and we're paying for it ourselves. 37 billion CFA francs. First phase, fully funded by the national budget. No foreign loans, no conditional aid, no strings attached. Ladies and gentlemen, the old order is not just being challenged, it's being replaced, brick by brick, engineer by engineer, decree by decree. What do you think about this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Representing the War Museum is Flo. Thank you and God bless.